Welcome to our relationship segment, Dear AM. It's your family support program. And on this segment, well, we all have relationship issues. We all have family issues that sometimes we need other people to hear and see if they can, what would they do if they were in our shoes. And that's why we encourage you to write to us. So if you've got any issues, you can write to us at info@myjoyonline.com. Roland, here is our letter for today.
Dear AM, please, I have a problem with my wife. I have been with her for almost 3 years, but we do not have a child. Suddenly, she started misbehaving. Dear AM, she no more carries out her responsibilities as a wife. Can you believe she called her mother and told her that she is no more interested in our relationship? Dear AM, she says my family doesn't respect her and she wants to quit. I am madly in love with this lady, and I do not think I can live without her. Please, I need your help. Godwin Tichimai.
So this is a letter that we received from Godwin in Techimai. A few things sticking out there in this letter, Roland.
Yes. First, there's the problem of no child within the 3-year marriage or relationship. And then also there's the intrusion from the family, from the part of the husband towards the wife. And then also there seems to be a lack of communication. Generally, I think there's a general put-off from the wife because of all these intrusions. And it's also because all these external factors and then the influences seem to be giving her some sort of headache or some put-off as far as the marriage is related. Look, we do know that in an African society, if you get married even for the first year, for reasons not well communicated. If you communicated to all these externalities of the family and all those friends that you were not going to give birth for a certain period, that's an aside. But then if that communication doesn't come off and they generally thought that this is just a natural marriage setting, I think even by the 5th or the 6th month, they will expect a child or a pregnancy, some sign. And I think that is having an effect on her. I also will think that the support from the man is not coming. And it could be because men generally were not able to read some of the signs in terms of the intrusions from the external family or from his family, how they tend to affect the wife or the other couple. 2, could be from friends, it could be from the environment, etc. And I think that he needs first to get these pointers. You need to identify them and then try to give the assurances. He's not giving the assurances, and that's why we are where we are.
I'm trying to figure out what is most important to Godwin. Because he starts off, and this is not his wife talking to us, this is him. He starts off by saying that they've been married for 3 years, no child. Has he got an issue with that? Is that a worry to him as a person? He talks about the woman not doing her duties. The woman seemed to have fallen out. I'm just in the manner that the letter was written. Can we take a listen again to the letter? I just want to see if I can figure out what is most important to Godwin in this letter.
Dear AM, please, I have a problem with my wife. I have been with her for almost 3 years, but we do not have a child. Suddenly, she started misbehaving. Dear AM, she no more carries out her responsibilities as a wife. Can you believe she called her mother and told her that she is no more interested in our relationship? Dear AM, she says my family doesn't respect her and she wants to quit. I am madly in love with this lady and I do not think I can live without her. Please, I need your help. Godwin Tichimai.
Okay, all right. A few things. I think the 3 years no child is certainly important. It comes very quickly. She started misbehaving, but you didn't tell us the part that you played, you know, or what you think may have happened to cause her to misbehave.
Okay, I'm thinking Godwin is just using that to hold brief. to give us, as either listeners or those who will be moderating the program, that he's thinking this could be some of the reasons why maybe the wife is behaving or has taken this position that she has. And I'm not sure it's an indication that he's worried, because
or blaming her for
yes,
not.
And I'm trying to deduce this because he says at the end of the letter that he doesn't want to lose a woman. So it means that even though they don't have children or a child, it's not really a pointer of worry for Godwin. Okay. But it's more like the intrusions which seem to be giving him the concern. I am thinking that he may have been witnessing all these either from the external people, either the family, could be the friends or the society, but he has not told us what effort he's made to give those assurances to the woman, because the woman will definitely stop doing all the chores or the usual things she will be doing if she feels that she's worthless, she's not being appreciated, and she feels that there's no reason why she has to be in that union. And that would be the reason why she will go and tell the mother or go to the family and say that I'm not interested.
That's also very important to me, because I'm thinking, what would make a woman call her mother to say that I want to leave the marriage that I am in?
Yeah, because it's become unbearable.
It means that she's also going through something. She's obviously not happy about something that's happening in the home, and she's certainly not happy with you, Godwin. But this is big. We can only break it down the way we've broken it down.
Yes, we have.
We can't go beyond that. So we have Madam Flora Saki. She's a counselor with ICGC Doxa Temple. She will join us, and there she is. Good morning, Auntie Flora. Good to see you.
Good morning.
I hope that you're well.
Yes, please. And you too.
Oh, by God's grace, we're also doing very well.
All right, thank you.
So this is Godwin's letter. You've read it. What's your understanding of this letter?
Well, he says that his wife wants to leave the marriage because of the lack of children at this stage. To leave the marriage because of the lack of children at this stage. And the reason he gives is that the woman claims or says that the man's relative, that is her in-laws, disrespect her because of lack of children. And so she wants to leave the marriage. So the reason she gives is that the man's family or relatives don't respect her.
Okay, if you just join us, this is Dear AM, it's your family support program. Madam Flora Saki is a counselor with ICGC Doxa Temple. She's trying to help us digest this letter that we've received. Here's the letter again.
Please, I have a problem with my wife. I have been with her for almost 3 years, but we do not have a child. Suddenly, she started misbehaving. Dear AM, she no more carries out her responsibilities as a wife. Can you believe she called her mother and told her that she is no more interested in our relationship? Dear AM, she says my family doesn't respect her and she wants to quit. I am madly in love with this lady and I do not think I can live without her. Please, I need your help. Godwin, Tichimai.
All right, so that's Godwin's letter, and Madam Flora Saki was trying to help us with her basic understanding of this letter. She joins us back. Auntie Flora, so you were talking about your understanding of this letter.
Yes. What the husband says is that the woman says his relatives or family, don't disrespect her because of the childlessness, and so she wants to quit. And I would encourage that he, first of all, discuss the whole matter with her again. Yes, so that they can thrash out. The first thing is that marriage is first of all foremost for companionship. The children are an addition. It's a pain not having children, because in our culture, as soon as a couple gets married, everybody around them expects babies to start coming out. But For some people, having children may delay, because the first few years of the marriage, there's a lot of adjustment to make, and that can also delay having children. There are hormonal issues, you know, like somebody may have lived with their family for so many years, but the first time she moves out to live with a man, and that can, you know, we can say that she has a cultural, you know, shock from the beginning. And then for some people, for biological reasons, they may delay in having children. I know a couple who have children after 15 years, solid years of marriage. So there are different issues that delay marriage. They need to see a specialist, a doctor or a counselor or somebody, you know, who is mature to encourage them that children may not come as early as we want. But I think that less than 3 years of marriage is no big deal if children are not coming. Sometimes some people's biological, you know, clock delays, you know, having children. And then also sometimes it's a question of, you know, the anxiety and the resentment or bitterness will not also help. But if she relaxes, if she believes in prayer and she's a Christian, a believer, she can resort to prayer and wait. Medical help, you know, prayer and medical help can solve it. And then the man should have, you know, ways of assuring her that she's very important to her with or without children, and that she's married to him and not to the family. It's unfortunately our culture demands that as soon as a couple, you know, marries, they should have children. But for some people, it's not really. Some people even delay so that they can know each other better. They can, you know, settle other things in the marriage before the children come. But if the children come too early, it may also bring its own stresses and all that. So it is not a big deal. Personally, I think that 3 years is not a problem. There's so much, she can still have hope. She can pray, she can resort to medical help and all that. For some people, it's just a question of time. And then sometimes the man also needs to have some tests. Sometimes the problem may even come from the man and not the woman. If he also goes for medical help, they can give him a booster. Sometimes a change of diet, some things to add to your diet, some drugs to, you know, take for some time, and that will be a booster and help the children start to come. But if she resorts to anxiety, worry, anger, and resentment, it may even delay having children the more.
Auntie Flora, what would make I'm thinking about for me to pick up a phone to tell my mom that I want to leave my husband, then it's because I feel that I really want to go because something big has happened, or I have fallen out, or I feel I can no longer do it. I'm wondering what you think, even though we're not giving details in this letter, what would make a woman get to this point? It's not an easy place to reach.
At all. It's not an easy thing to go through. You know, women, we have our own way of communicating among ourselves that men don't know or ignore. So maybe, you know, a hard stare, a look from the man's family members, maybe the mother, sisters, aunts, you know, and some childless women also claim as soon as you go among, you know, a family gathering, you know, when there's a family gathering or something, you go and everybody, you know, looks at your tummy, you know, and you know they are watching you, and makes you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes it's some even cast insinuation when they are talking, you know, making you feel that you are a second-rate woman because you are childless. And the man may not know, but the woman may know, because we women, you know, we have our own communication. And then maybe she has been offended, and as she says, they respect her. And sometimes it's just not the attitude, but even words they say. The man may not understand, but the woman knows that they may cast insinuation, making her feel, you know, inferior, making her feel useless and hopeless and all that. But I think if the man can encourage her, or they can go together to see an expert to encourage them, maybe a medical person or an elderly person. 3 years, less than 3 years of marriage and not having children. It's no big deal at all. People marry 10 years, 12 years. And I know a French couple, they come from West, I think Congo or so. They married for 15 years before they had a child.
All right, just finally, if the man is failing to see...
So all the lady needs is an encouragement.
I'm just asking if the man is failing to realize the things that the woman is going through. What can prompt him? Maybe this conversation that we're having now?
Yes, because normally, see, men see life differently from us. Women, we take interest, or little details worry us, and some of the things that mean a lot to us may not mean anything to a man. Maybe an in-law may give you a hard stare, an in-law may cast insinuation, by using disrespectful words against you. And your husband may not think it's a big deal, but to a woman, it's something that goes deep into, right to the marrow and hurts. So, yeah, I don't know if they are staying in a family house. If they are staying with the in-laws, then maybe the man would do well to find a place where they will be alone without having to live together or mix with in-laws that much. And then also he has to put his foot down and then talk to his family that, well, if they don't have children, it's a matter between the two of them and not the family issue. So nobody should put pressure on her for, to have children. Sometimes if the man takes that hard stand, and makes it clear to his family that he doesn't want anybody to, interfere with his marriage or anybody to put pressure on his wife, it will make all the difference. And maybe that's what the woman is expecting. But there are some men who look on when these things happen. They don't have the courage and the boldness to confront their family and tell them, no, you shouldn't put pressure on my wife, or you shouldn't mistreat her or anything. Maybe she wants to see more of that support from her husband, that he will put his family in place. Not to be hostile or, angry with them, but let them know that having children is a no-go area. That's a problem between him and his wife. And I don't think that 3 years is long enough to be so anxious and worried.
Mama Flora Sackey, thank you so much as always for your insight. You have so much experience, and so when we call you on these matters, we're rest assured that your advice is the best. So thank you again this morning for your time. That's Mama Flora Sackey. She's a counselor with ICGC, Doxa Temple. Now let's hear from you. 0302-211-6912, 0302-211-6912.
And we'll put it on the phone lines too, or on the screens, I have to say. But you get to find that it's about us, the men, not able to read the women adequately. There are many things that we tend to ignore.
That one is a headache.
Yeah, we tend to ignore and think it's nothing. But the thing is, you could see that this gentleman, who is Godwin from Techiman, seems to know where the problems are coming from, the angles where the problems are coming from. She cited the childlessness. He has cited the family intrusions.
But even though he didn't directly link it in the letter,
yeah, but you could,
to any of the issues.
But then gives all the assurances in there that I love my wife. And it means that he is ready to put up with her no matter the circumstances in which they find themselves. And the circumstance is the childlessness. But for the woman, all these attacks or the intrusions that will be coming on definitely are having a toll on her. And it looks like those assurances from the man is not coming. And well, we already have people calling. So we have our viewers calling, and we want to pick a couple of the calls.
All right. Hello, good morning. May I know who this is? Oh, we seem to have lost you there. Hello?
Hello, I can still hear you.
Hi, good morning. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm Inosa Isako, calling from Bunkuru.
Okay. Please go ahead. What's your thoughts on this letter that we've received?
Yes. 3 years ago, a lady confronted me with similar issue. So in the process, I asked the husband, and it was the... Hello?
Inosa, we can hear you. Please go on.
So in the process, I spoke with the husband. I realized that the fault was not coming from the lady, but the lady was expecting the husband, since the family was always putting pressure on them to have children, and it was not coming. I just spoke to the husband that as a Muslim, children come from God. There's a possibility that there could be fertility issues, but they went through everything was okay. So when I spoke to the guy spoke with the family. They should leave everything in his hands. He will solve the issue. If God give them children, alhamdulillah. If God does not provide them children, there are a lot of people who come on earth here, they will go that left. When the guy spoke with the family, and the mom understood everything, and things were okay. And luckily enough, this year he gave birth twins.
Oh, nice.
So sometimes the problem comes from the guys. We are not able to understand the ladies properly. And sometimes they fail to communicate in a way that they think maybe you are siding with your family. I think that is one of the challenges which we guys must try our best to always try to understand the ladies.
Innocent, thank you very much for your contribution to this conversation. Really important there.
Yes, and Innocent was calling us from Bunkrugu. And we want you also to keep calling, and we have already the lines on your screen, 0302211691 or 2. Give us more of your comments.
Here's Divine from Cape Coast. Good morning, Divine.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Let's hear you.
Hello, it's like there's a missing link over here. Good morning.
Divine, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's some missing link over here. The background of the two couples. Ada Ewe Fanti or whatever.
Oh, you think that would be important to this, right?
But there's something hidden. The guy is hiding something that maybe is not disclosing to them.
Okay. All right. That's your thought there. That's Divine in Cape Coast. Here's Kobe. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Kobe? Well, you seem to have lost Kobe there. Kobe was the next person. Please make sure that you keep calling us. The lines definitely on the screens, and please let us know what you think about.
Yeah, but if you're watching, you're wondering how, you can also write to us. You can write to us at info@myjoyonline.com. Let's go on the phone lines again. Let's speak to Isaac. Good morning, Isaac. You're on air. Let's hear you.
Good morning. I want to tell my brother Godwin that the wife is not like, in marriage, sometimes women do see something before they enter into the marriage. And now the woman is no more seeing that thing. That is why the woman is reacting and is not performing her duty as a wife. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, wait, not so quick, Isaac. So how can Godwin figure the things out?
Because the fact of the matter is, sometimes women have emotions and they can't keep the emotions within themselves. So they react to it very quickly. So like the woman has seen something that has made her fall in love in the first place. And now the woman is no more seeing it. I hope you understand, because I don't think only the child is what is bringing the problem in that marriage.
Okay, all right. So I guess some introspection would do. Thank you, Isaac. Let's speak to Joseph in Bremen, Esikuma. Joseph, good morning.
Good morning, Ravi.
Thank you for your call. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the program, and first of all, I really recommend that this JAM should be twice a week. Why am I saying that? Mainly because young couples, this are around, the counselors are not helping, especially in our churches. You see, if after 3 years and no child, as we were saying, the family will be putting pressure, and the two of them have to, first of all, like the counselor said, they must come together, adjust to their situation, and talk more, be of having an intimacy and how best to solve their problem, and avoid this family interference into the relationship. You see, this are around, we the youth, we are going through a lot in our marriages, but we don't have anybody to share. The family don't know, ask, what are you going through actually? But they rather come out with insinuations and other things here and there. I would also want to tell Godwin that the man is the head of the home. And so once he has married, now a matured man, he should first of all sit down with his wife. Like the counselor was saying, they should move aside the family, come to a new place altogether, build a family from there. And by prayers, attending their churches, doing what is right, I think marriage will succeed.
Okay.
It's not easy.
All right.
It's not easy in our marriages.
Yeah. But God day, God day, that's what I say. It's not easy, but God day. Joseph, thank you very much. Joseph in Bremer and Sukuman. And that will do it for the phone calls. You know what? I say all the time, we all have issues. Each one of us, everybody has an issue. And sometimes it's best when you bring it on board and we all talk about it. I mean, it helps because it's not in one person's head. The
Exactly.
It's not in one person's head. So write to us if you have anything on your heart that you want to share with us.
All right, through this email, info@myjohnline.com. And even further, perhaps you can even add your phone line so that we can call you back and get some details about the stories that you share, so that we don't tend to have, so to speak, potholes, and we'll get just some further understanding. If we have to call you on the line and you think you can be anonymous enough with your voice and you can contribute to the discussion, I think it will help.
Okay, now up next, something that we haven't done before on the show, yoga. Have you tried yoga exercise?
No, I have not, but I got introduced to it through YouTube, and the lady apparently was doing it on top of a high-rise building and fell. So I thought it was...
Okay, listen. We have the Sahaja Yoga Group. They're not doing it on top of any high-rise building. They're doing it right here. My understanding is it helps you to release a lot of stress.
Mama,
you know, today's Friday.
Because you're always stressed. You need it. Oh.
So listen, something that we all can do in the comfort of wherever you're watching us right now, something new that we all can learn when we come back. It's the Sahaja Yoga Group with us.